Hello everyone, it is Gina back in the kitchen today, cooking some more food. I'm kind of double batching this today. I've got a friend that is having a baby next week, or due to have a baby next week, and so I'm going to take her some of this, I thought. And I'm like, if I'm going to cook for her, I'm going to cook for me. Y'all know how I am. Gina like to eat, and Gina don't mind the cooking. So, what we've got, I've got to make sure that dang I swear, this stove is a pain in the rear. Got a small pan, got butter in there. I'm going to put the butter on there to melt. We also have some sage and some pre-chopped celery and onions. That's all that's in there. Nothing exciting or extravagant today. Y'all know, if you've watched me for a long time, for the most part, I do use everyday items that people would have on hand. I try not to do real extravagant meals. I'm sure there are channels that do that to show you how to cook gourmet type meals. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you how to cook basic meals that you can do on a budget. From the food pantry items that I get, things that you could buy cheaply enough on food stamps, things that are more readily available, that kind of thing. Just everyday type cooking. I mean, yeah, I'd like to have lobster every day. Yes, I've had lobster, and yes, I love it, but I cannot afford to do that. So, it's chicken for dinner. And so I am going to make us a chicken pot pie with stuffing on top recipe. Now, I don't put a bottom crust on that because I don't like soggy crust, y'all. Occasionally I will, but I'm not doing it today because I don't feel like blind baking the pie crust. All right, that butter is starting to melt, and as that butter is starting to melt, I'm just going to put a hint, just a little bit of sage, to get some flavor and stuff into my celery and onions. I don't want a ton. I'm not draining that butter off of it when I go to make my stuffing to put on top. The reason being is it's going to keep moisture in the chicken. It's going to keep moisture in the stuffing, so that you're not having a real dry meal. That's kind of how I do mine. I grew up eating homemade dressing for holidays. And then after I got married, I figured out that, you know what, food ain't cheap. And so there are times, because I'm using turkey stuffing, there are times if I've made cornbread fairly reasonably in the same time frame of making dressing, if I've got cornbread stuffing, I'll use white bread sometimes in it to stretch it out and to make it more like what I ate growing up. The other thing is, if I use turkey stuffing, I will try to put some cornbread in it if I've got it, to make it more like it. So, because my dad made cornbread dressing, but he used probably 3 or 4 pieces of just light bread. That's how he did it. He did it with the celery, the onions, the sage, salt, pepper. My daddy always made the dressing every year. We did not grow up in a house where we had a turkey that was stuffed. It was made as a side dish, and when it is a side dish, it is called dressing, and when it is in the bird, it is called stuffing. That is one of the few things that I learned. And no, I've not been to culinary school, y'all. Sorry. And just so you know I scratched my head, but I just washed my hair this morning. It's clean. I need to go get my hair done, y'all. It's no joke. This is for real. I do not like the way my hair is right now. I cannot stand it. My hair has a little bit of natural curl to it, and it had a perm in it, and so now my hair is kind of like frizzy on one side and hard to get it to do anything on the other side. So, like, my hair's not super curly on its own, so it's like got body more than anything. Like, it will curl up when it rains, but that's just that. Now, we've got these onions and celery going in there with a little bit of sage and a little bit of butter. A little bit in my Gina terms. Probably quarter cup. The butter I had was not in sticks, so it's hard for me to know exactly how much I have in there. I just kind of put some in there. Measuring is not my strong suit, y'all know this. Let's go over here to the other side and let's get to going on this chicken. Now, this is basically the same way I did my chicken last week. This week, we are putting it in my Instant Pot. I have a 3-pound bag. We are going to cook the entire 3-pound bag. Now, my friend that's having a baby next week, she and her husband and their little girl that's like, I guess their little girl's maybe a couple years old. So, you know, they don't eat much at that age and stuff. I tell you, I need some scissors to get in that pack. They made that pack where you can't get in. Kitchen scissors, y'all. The Instant Pot definitely will cook this a little bit faster. I will let y'all in on a little secret. When you put it in an Instant Pot to pressure cook, you don't need to add any water to it. The chicken juice will naturally come out. However, we're going to put a little today because we need the broth. And because we are going to make a little gravy to go over top, and we need the broth for the dressing or the stuffing that's going to go on top. If I have that kind of stuff, there's all that in there. Now I got to wash stuff. That's all right. Oh, well. So I have a few dishes. I always have a few dishes. Always. I don't know if y'all have that happen. My house is always something to wash. So I'm putting the whole bag of chicken in here. I'll probably make us a freezer meal because I figure that's in there is probably enough for 3 meals approximately. So there we go. Come over here. Wash your hands. Also, while I'm standing over here, because I need to have some broth, I'm actually going to get some water to put in here. Just a regular size mug. I don't know, that's a regular size mug in my world. Like, for reals. That is how much, I guess, herbal tea and stuff like that, or hot chocolate or whatever. I don't make a small one. I make a big cup. Life is short. And I am going to put a little pepper down in here. I'm going to put some of this in there. This is just chicken bouillon. It's powdered. And onion powder and garlic powder. Pretty standard stuff at my house that we use on almost everything. Makes everything taste better. I'm just like that. That's how I roll. I just kind of like my food with plenty of flavor. Now, again, as usual, if you are allergic to any of these items, please don't use them. Do not use things that you are allergic to. Use stuff that you can eat. You can't have onions, and you can have garlic. You can put that in there. There are other things you can put in there, I'm sure. I know a lot of people, though, that have an onion allergy. Some of them, it triggers more with raw ones or people with migraines or something. I don't know. My headaches are kind of triggered by my husband. Yeah, y'all know how that is. Y'all just know how that is. But I love him anyway. He's hilarious. I'm going to take my Instant Pot. I'm going to put it on the steam setting, which on mine is on the right-hand side. It's the 4th option down. I am going to adjust my time because I don't need it on that long. But I do need it on long enough that I know that it's done. Alright, it is on and ready to go. So it does take a few minutes for it to build up steam. That's just how it is. And you know, if you don't have one of the Instant Pots or pressure cookers that have this function, on mine, it's got a little red button on the lid. And when the pressure is built up enough, the little red, it's like a little circle tab, but it raises up. So that's how you know that you're getting pressure in there. That's at least how I tell. Now, I don't know how everyone else's is made, or if you all have one at all. If you don't, just cook it on the stove top. It's that easy. Other things we're going to need for this chicken pot pie with stuffing topping. Mixed vegetables. No, these are not the generics. These came from the Dollar General. It's the closest thing to me. We've been having some issues again with the car. So that means, because it is within, I mean, I could walk there and stuff, technically. But I've been trying to stay extremely close to home and stuff. You know, so I will take the car that far, but it's just how it is, folks. So we're going to need that. We are going to need more sage. We're going to need a couple cans of, this is just cream of chicken soup. If you don't recognize the brand, this is from the LDS Bishop Storehouse. And so, you know, that's what we're going with today. I did have a can of that, so that works just fine. If we need to thin this out a little bit, I'll have to look and see. Just thin it out with some water or some milk. Either one is fine. You'll need probably a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some sage to put in with this stuff. Anyway, once my chicken gets done and my vegetables that are cooking get done and we're getting ready to assemble this, I'm probably going to put these mixed vegetables, you know, with one of the layers and stuff. Might even add it in after we've figured out if we need to thin this out. I probably will need to, because I'm making 2 casseroles. But after that, I'm going to add in the mixed vegetables into there. So, there we go. I'm also going to do a couple other cooking things. I'm going to make some brownies and I'm going to make some pumpkin muffins and take those with the casserole because, you know, everybody wants to eat. But anyway, when we get ready to put some of this together, I'll be back. Okay, y'all, while we are waiting on this chicken to cook, the vegetables are done. I was looking around in my refrigerator to get the eggs out. I saw last week, y'all saw me chop up some carrots and some the mini bell peppers. There were a few of those left in my refrigerator, so I threw those in with the celery and the onions and the sage and butter. Those are going to go in with the stuffing. So, you know, because there's already going to be vegetables and stuff going in here anyway, so might as well add those in as well. I also found, as I was looking, a piece of cornbread. This actually came from one of our local supermarkets. A friend of mine, his church, will go and pick up the day old stuff. And then on Friday and Saturday, or at least Friday, I know, Friday they do distribute those. He has been kind enough to bring things to my house because he knew that my car was down and stuff. So thank you, Pastor Wayne. You're awesome. So we're waiting on the chicken, and while we're waiting on the chicken, we are going to make a box of chewy fudge brownies. I figured, you know, everybody needs a little treat in their life, and this will be good and all that good stuff. So this is how we're going to roll today. So, and the box, I do recycle those. We have recycling pickup, and that will go in there. I've got, it calls for a quarter cup of water and a half a cup of oil. Half a cup of oil is 2/4, so 2/4 plus 1/4 is 3/4. So that's why it looks really full. Yeah, I can still do a few basic math things in my head occasionally on very rare occasions. It also calls for 2 large eggs in here. So we're going to get out 2 large eggs. I went ahead and brought some eggs over because I'm going to need them for several things here. And I know some of y'all can do this with one hand. I am not that talented. I do not have that one. I can do it on occasion, but I am not about to get eggshell in here. So then I'm just going to grab out a large fork, and I'm not getting out the mixer and the beaters and all that stuff today. We are just going to do it old school way with a fork. I am trying to begin using up some of the stuff that we have. Like I said, trying to do videos and just kind of show y'all what I do normally. If y'all want to see me like vlogging on my cleaning the bathroom and some of that, let me know. I'll be happy to do that. Or if you want to kind of see a day in the life thing, you can try to do that. I mean, like I said, all day, every day is not spent in my kitchen. I do not have time for that. You know, I've got other things that need attending to during the day. You know, Bill comes like several times a month wanting money at my house. I know some of y'all know Bill. You know, like the gas and electric bill, the mortgage bill, or the rent bill, or the car bill. You know, bill comes around a lot, unfortunately for us. All right, that is looking pretty good. Just wanted to make sure we've got everything incorporated fairly well here. This morning we went to the free clothing room and stuff, and that is extremely close to my house. I'm not driving more than like 6 miles from the house at the most. You know, that way we can get that done. Now, we'll put this in over here. The other dishes have been done. I did do that while I was, you know, over here doing stuff. Spatula, 9x13 pan. Better put this over here too, so that everything will get washed at once. And then I'm just going to and I just cooked this according to the instructions on the package. And it says 20 to 23 minutes for a pan this size in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I have not learned a lot of that video editing stuff yet, so I've got to figure that one out so I can drop in the Celsius and stuff for y'all. Some of it, you know, I looked up beforehand. This one I had not. So I do apologize. And I realize that the U.S. is probably, you know, we buck tradition and buck the rules on a lot of stuff. So, yeah. And I always just tilt mine back and forth so things get kind of evened out here. I know some of y'all are going to think this is gross and stuff, or tell me not to do this, but it's good. There you go. You're ingesting raw eggs. Well, heck fire, we're in the middle of a freaking pandemic. Raw eggs probably the least of my worries. At least the numbers for the sickness has gone down. Praise the Lord. No, I'm not scared of stuff. I ain't even scared to die. So, good grief, Charlie Brown. My husband does this stuff, y'all. This is what I'm talking about, the aggravating part. He puts stuff in my oven that I don't know are in there. Gotta pull that out. Both of them. Now, next thing's next. Put that down in there. Washing the dirt off our hands. So, let's see. That's what we got going on. All right. That is in the oven. And we are going to grab our timer here. Some of the older ladies will call it an egg timer. I just call it a kitchen timer because, you know, it helps, you know, when your food's ready and stuff. I'm going to go over here real quick. I'm going to get these dishes washed up, and then I'm going to get started on my muffins. I've still got a few minutes on my chicken, about 12 minutes, and then it takes a few minutes for it to depressurize and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wash these dishes up, get the stuff going for the pumpkin muffins that I'm making, and then get those in as soon as my brownies come out, and then put together the casseroles and show y'all what's up with that. Alright, y'all, I am back. I am getting started on the pumpkin muffins that I am going to make. In the bowl here, I have got 1 box of carrot cake mix. The original recipe called for spice cake. I could not find any. Carrot cake is close enough. I am going to add 2 of these little things of applesauce. I have ingredients that have been in, you know, that I need to use. So these are going to go into the muffins with the pumpkin and other stuff. We definitely want to use whatever goodies we have around the house and stuff that we can add into things. That is why I'm doing my channel, so that I can show y'all ways to maybe think outside of the box every now and again. Little extra cinnamon. That's all this is. It's just cinnamon. So we are adding some pumpkin and some applesauce in there. Both go great with cinnamon. I have some vanilla. I needed to use this up, so we're going to use it up in there. We also have 3 eggs that we're going to put in here. I'm going to pull my basket closer so that I'm not having to get up and move so much because my back hurts. Those of y'all that have been with me a while know that I have had 2 back surgeries, so standing for extended periods of time is a little hard on me physically, as is the fact that I've had both Achilles tendons operated on as well. So when I need to sit down, I need to sit down like right then. So we've got the 3 eggs in there, and then I just have a can of pumpkin. The pumpkin did come from the food pantry, so this is one of those ways you use up the items from the food pantry. The eggs came from the food pantry. In fact, everything but the cake mix came from the food pantry. Really. The cake mix is all I bought in this whole thing. But I had done this recipe originally about 1.5 years ago. These are really good muffins. I'll tell you, me and my mom have both made them. We both like them. So this is just, like I said, good way to get ingredients out of your pantry that you need to move out of your way, and food's expensive, so, and scarce on some things. Oh, Lord. Thankfully, I know how to make a cake without a cake mix. So if I need to, I can. But I just take this, I'm going to just take this little tiny small spoon. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to use my big fork. My fork or orc. And there's a reason that I call it a fork or ork. A friend of mine's little boy could not say fork when he was little. So that's how they taught him to say fork. Was for or ork. He was a little guy. He was like 3. And he's the cutest little turkey when he was little. I mean, he's a handsome young man now. But when he said fork, it came out like the dirty word, the 4-letter F dirty word that, you know, you don't want your 3-year-old saying. So, or at least most people. But anyway, so that's kind of how they taught him to say fork. And I still to this day remember her telling the girls at work about that. Her husband worked at a steakhouse in town, and when it was busy times like Valentine's Day and St. Patty's, Christmas, times like that, you know, not Christmas Day, but around the Christmas season, Thanksgiving season, I'm in the U.S., times when it would normally get busy and stuff, they would both have to work, so they had to take their now grown son, who was a little boy at that time, in to work with them, you know, because it was in the evening, and daycares generally at that point were not open at night time, so he went to work with them. Sweet kid. They had him helping to roll the silverware and stuff like that. But we are going to put these in muffin tins. In my muffin tins, I have these liners. These are like silicone liners. So they're not the disposable ones. They're reusable. I love these things. They're really good. Probably a good spend at $8 for like 24 of them. At least in my world it is, because I do cook and stuff. So anyway, I am going to get these dished up, put in the tin, and then I'm also going to put those in the oven. They have to bake for about 15 minutes, give or take. Once I have those out, you heard my Instant Pot go off. It just went off. I've got to let that cool down for a few minutes because I just need to. Anyway, I'll be back in just a few. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I've got my vegetables that I sauteed on the stovetop in the pan. Just going to show y'all real quick. I think I'm going to show y'all how to do this, and then I think I will probably do a separate video on how to put the casserole together and baking that and what it looks like. Because right now I am already over half an hour. I don't want to like try y'all's attention spans. I mean, let me know if you're all are alright with the longer videos. And things. That is fine if y'all are kosher with them. Going 45 minutes, an hour. But I don't want to overwhelm people. My chicken is sitting here cooling. I will have to put some chicken broth out of there into this. But I have to let it cool down because I also have to put eggs in here, and I don't want to scramble my eggs. So I've got 2 boxes of stuffing that I am working with because I'm making for 2 families, so I definitely need enough to make this. So just really easy today as far as, you know, the stuffing part of it. These boxes work great. Not gonna lie to you. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and my feet are on the ground, y'all. So, to that, just going to lay those there for a second. And I will have more muffins to go in. I'm going to add a little bit more sage. A little bit. How much do I even have down in here? Oh, I got a little bit more. There we go. That's plenty. Don't want to overwhelm people. I'm going to put some black pepper in here as well, because we all know Gina likes it. You definitely don't want it to just taste one-dimensional. Alright. For this stuff, I just stir it up, stir it through. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video here. And then I will upload the other part showing me putting together the casserole for tomorrow's video. I'm trying to get in the habit of Monday through Friday. Hopefully that works. Hopefully. Yeah, and it's Wednesday, and I'm just getting Monday and Tuesday done. So that shows you I'm going to have to get on the ball here. But tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. By the time y'all see this, St. Patrick's will have been already gone. But anyway, I'm going to end today's video here, shoot another one for tomorrow, showing the rest of the casserole because I don't want to wear out y'all's attention span. See you later. Bye-bye.